Hi, everybody. Let's breathe. I guess I'm speaking for myself. Let's breathe. So welcome to Mayor Bowser's Be the Movement Leadership Conference. Yes. Yes. Good morning, ladies. I see so many familiar faces that I recognize. And once again, I want to thank you so much for your support. You come to everything. Some of you I see at every single event, and thank you. We really, really appreciate you, and so does Mopai. We have a really packed schedule today, so I'm going to keep it brief. But I'd like to acknowledge and thank a few people that this event would not be possible without. And first, I'd like to thank our DC Commission for Women. They're these beautiful ladies, and they're black and purple. Please stand, ladies. Please stand. Thank you. Thank you. I'd also like to say Maureen Bunyan, who is going to be here today, fell ill this morning, and so she won't be able to attend. But we do have our commissioner, who is fabulous, Miss Abby Fitton. She's going to take her place today. Yes. I'd also like to thank our incredible panelists and speakers. If you're a panelist or speaker, please stand. Thank you. Wow. It's going to be exciting. Also, our keynote, Wakenya Clanton, and our wonderful directors and cabinet members. Would you please stand? This is my squad of cabinet members. Polly Donaldson, she's the director of the Department of Housing and Community Development. Jennifer Smith, she's over the Department of Forensic Science, and she's girl power all day. I'd also like to introduce Karima Holmes. She's over the Office of Unified Communications. That's 911, so don't call her. Let's hope you never have to call that number. We'd also like to thank our DJ Bacon Bear. She does this for free. She's actually on the radio. Like, she's a big deal, and she really gives back to the community. So let's give her one more hand. Thank you. And the most importantly is Mayor Bowser. Woo! Without Mayor Bowser, this would not be possible. She really, really is interested in grooming women leaders and filling that pipeline with all of you. We want you to run for office. We want you to be involved. We want you to get into the movement. So I'm going to give a few words. Poet June Jordan said, "We are the ones that we've been waiting for." We are the ones that we've been waiting for. And I like to say that this is the time. This is the time, ladies. Too many things are at stake. Affordable housing, equal pay, and making sure our homes, our communities, and our workplace is safe. And who better to entrust this with these issues but women? We do it the best. And let's start today in this room. We don't have to wait for a movement. We can be the movement. So let's get started. I first want to introduce Abby Fitton. She's the Chief of External Affairs Office at Whitman Walker Health. She's also a DC Commissioner. She's been for 3 years. She's a longtime DC resident who's been here for 17 years. She's worked for the Woolly Mammoth Theater, the DC Chamber, and most recently, ABC7, where she was the Director of Community Affairs. And she's award-winning, as all my commissioners are. She's been awarded awards from the YWCA. She's in Leadership Washington. So she's really fabulous. And we just like to give Abby a big hand. But before we start, let's make sure that everyone hashtag be the movement. We need you to tweet. We need you to be on social media. We need to blow up the internet today with girl power. And I'd also like to thank my staff, Krishna Godawala, she's back there waving, and Shayna Armstrong. We are 3, but we have some amazing people that have also helped us. Sword Tandane is also here, so thanks, Sword. And we're going to get started. Abby, let's go.
Thank you, Kim, and thank you so much for all being here. Hashtag be the movement, right? So on behalf of Mayor Bowser and the Mayor's Office on Women's Policy and Initiatives and the DC Commission for Women, I want to welcome you all to the Be the Movement Leaderships Conference. Many of you have been following us on social media, and we're really excited because we want to connect the women of DC and make sure your voices are heard, no matter which ward you're from, no matter what your occupation, and no matter how long you've been in this great city. We want to strive to make it a point to share your platform, your ideas, and contribute to the wonderful collective work we're doing in the District of Columbia to make this the best place in our nation for women to live, work, and thrive. Now, I have the great pleasure to talk about one particular woman. She serves as the chairwoman of the DC Commission for Women, and she's led our extraordinary group to help connect other women around the city. She is the chief executive officer and president of CRP Incorporated, a DC small business. She has long been a forceful and tireless advocate for minority and women-owned businesses, and she consistently has used her position as a nationally recognized leader in small business to promote the interests of traditionally disadvantaged business people. She counts among her many honors her participation as a member of Leadership Greater Washington. Yay. And most recently, the recipient of the Small Business of the Year Award from the DC Chamber of Commerce. It's without further delay and great pleasure that I would like to introduce our own city's most exceptional woman, Dr. Carolyn Rudd.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Kim and Abby are hard acts to follow, but we've been waiting for this day for 3 years. And we are so glad that it finally came. So good morning to all of you. We're delighted that you've come out this morning to join the mayor and the mayor's office of Women's Policy and Initiatives and the DC Commission for Women as we together begin developing our strategic plan to create a new movement of women leaders in the District of Columbia. So as chair of the commission, I welcome you to the mayor's inaugural Women's Leadership Conference. I said inaugural because it's not going to be the last. There's no question that today's climate lends itself to laying a foundation of mutual respect, mutual understanding, and mutual accomplishments across all lines, racial lines, gender lines, party lines. We are one city in Washington, D.C., and we are in this movement together. So today, it is our intent from a woman's perspective to share with you stories and lessons from women leaders in our communities. From a woman's perspective, share how you can make an impact in your respective community. And from a woman's perspective, learn the principles of grassroots organizing and how to run for an elected office. We encourage you to become fully engaged. We encourage you to be interactive. And we encourage you to meet new people, people who can become a part of your network for civic engagement. We encourage and challenge you to be the movement, to bring about positive change in our capital city, working with our wonderful mayor. At this time, it gives me a great pleasure to introduce the other women who are members of the DC Commission. Director Bassett collectively introduced them, but I think because of their time and energy that they give working with the mayor and the mayor's office of Women's Policy and Initiative to improve the lives of women across all 8 wards, they need individual recognition. So at this time, as I call your name, Commissioner, please come down front so we can get a great group picture. Our Vice Chair of the Commission, Commissioner Donella Brockington, Commissioner Gabrielle Alfonso, Commissioner Brandy Butler, Commissioner Courtney Christian, and our MC, Commissioner Abby Fenton, Commissioner Jackie Glover, who is our secretary, Commissioner Tiffany Green, Commissioner Anne Marie Harbishaw, Commissioner Princess McDuffie, Commissioner Monty Monash, our treasurer, Commissioner Veronica Nelson, Commissioner Jennifer Porter, Commissioner Shelley Tompkin, and ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce for the first time our newest members of the commission. Commissioner Rochelle Montanez, Commissioner Susan Sarfati, and last but not least, Commissioner Abigail Trueheart. Let's give all of them a round of applause. And ladies, we thank you so much for your service and all of the great work that you do helping the mayor. And now the moment has come, the one that we all have been waiting for, the leader who believes in the promotion of women, the leader who is intentional about ensuring that women serve in top leadership positions of her cabinet. 3 of the mayor's 5 deputy mayors, and more than a half of her appointees are women. When questioned why, the mayor responds, I am intentional about ensuring that women serve in top leadership positions because I know that women are capable of moving big ideas forward, and because I want to be a part of creating a world in which women in charge is the norm, not the exception. So on the count of 3, I want you to help me. And all you have to do is just yell out, Mayor Bowser, Mayor Bowser, Mayor Bowser. So on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Mayor Bowser, Mayor Bowser, Mayor Bowser. Welcome our leader, our mayor, Mayor Bowser.
Well, good morning, everybody. Please, thank you. Well, I am happy to be part of the movement this morning here at Gallaudet University. Let me welcome all of you to the first, why don't I just say it, the first annual Mayor's Women's Leadership Conference. I am so happy to see so many faces that I've seen along the way in Washington over the years, and so many new faces as well. So let me acknowledge Kimberly Bassett and her team in the Mayor's Office on Women's Policy. We appreciate your hard work. And Dr. Rudd, let me also thank you for your leadership and all the fabulous commissioners that we saw this morning who have been a part of our efforts over the last 3 years. And I think you all have near perfect attendance at this leadership conference. So to these fantastic women leaders and commissioners, thank you for your commitment to the things and the policy goals of our administration as it relates to how we improve the lives of women and girls in Washington, D.C. I am so pleased to be joined by several members of my cabinet. Give them another big round of applause. And our warrior on the Hill, the Eleanor Holmes Norton. So, I don't know how Eleanor does it. She's tough. She gets around to every single event across all 8 wards. She's working on 27 years in service, and I know if we have anything to do with it, she's going to get a fresh 2 years next year. And she's been doing it for decades. And what I tell people when I go to the Congress, because I have the occasion to have to be there with the Congresswoman, and she's taught me a lot of lessons. And one is we're going to work with whoever is down there, Democrat or Republican, crazy or not crazy. We're going to work with them all. And the very good thing for us is that our Congresswoman is smarter than theirs. And she knows the system, and she gets the job done. I notice the agenda for today's session is very direct, and when the chairwoman talked to me about her vision for this conference, there were many very important topics that came up. Women's empowerment, women in business, women's health, women in elected leadership, women's voting power. A lot of issues came up, and I think one that boiled up to the top was how do we train women to be in elective office and affect the political process, even if you're not going to run for office. What role can you play? And I know the chairwoman of this is a nonpartisan event, but I will recognize our council member for housing, council member at large Anita Bonds. I say it's nonpartisan because she has another political role as the chairwoman of the Democratic Party in D.C. So I know that we're going to hear from Anita about her perspectives about being an elected council member. I know we also have women who work for politicians who are going to speak, women who have been involved on the partisan side. I think we also have an elected woman, a Republican, who is going to speak to us, all with different perspectives about the work we have to do in Washington, D.C. So let me tell you, as far as places to go, if you're a woman and you're an entrepreneur, D.C. is the best place. If you want to be a woman and earn a good salary and have a smaller gap with your male counterparts, D.C. is also a good place to do that. But just like women, every woman, there you are, we still have a gap. And that gap we have to really stay focused on. Our job, and you heard Carolyn say that our administration looks like our city, and we are intentional about that, and I'm very proud of it. One of the first MOPI events that we did early in my term, I asked Kim to get our organizational chart, and we blew it up really big, and I got a pink highlighter. And I said, I'm going to highlight all the chicks in leadership. And we did. I highlighted them all, and I realized how pink that chart was, and I was very proud of that. We didn't actually have a quota saying we're going to hire, for every man we hire, we're going to hire a woman. That was not our goal. We said we were going to hire the best person, and that's what happened. We got very many women to apply. Now, this also says something good about our government, and that is that women apply for jobs in D.C. They apply for leadership jobs in D.C. They go for the top jobs. We had a woman who was our police chief for 10 years, and she was a serious police officer. So people look to us and know that DC government is a place where they can excel. So we should all collectively be very proud of the workplace that we have built in Washington, DC. So my job is to talk a little bit about the political landscape, and I know the Congresswoman will talk a lot about it, but let's just talk about Washington, DC for example. We basically have, compared to our counterparts in the states, relatively few elected offices. So we have one delegate, one representative to the House of Representatives. So we're 1 out of 1 for women in that position. We have one chief executive, and that's me. So we're 1 for 1 in that category. We have 13 members of the Council of the District of Columbia. How many women? 4 out of 13. So we got to focus on that position very much. There's an election coming up, you might have heard, in June. And each time we have the opportunity to make sure that we are picking and pushing for the best candidates. Now, I will tell you, I will never support somebody because she's a woman. I'll support her because she's the best person for the job. And the way that we do that is to make sure we actually have women on the ballot. It doesn't mean that they're going to win every time or that they should win every time, but they should definitely be competing and be on the ballot. So part of what I hope that you gain out of today's workshops and sessions is how we get more women to understand what it is to run, what different roles, if they're going to be on the ballot themselves or if you're going to support a woman on the ballot, how that works. Let me give you another number outside of the district. I'm told that the number of women leading big cities now, and usually the big city cutoff is 500,000 or more, is 20 women out of the entire United States, 20 women leading big cities. And of those 20 women, there are 4 black women who lead a major American city. That's a small number. In every election cycle, it changes. We're always worried about it changing. And so with every election, we have the opportunity to grow that number. And sadly, we have the opportunity to lose some. We know that we will gain a female mayor in New Orleans because there are 2 women who are at the top of the ticket. We know in Baltimore last year when Stephanie Rawlings Blake didn't run, we didn't know who would take her place, and we are proud that it is a woman who is the mayor of Baltimore City. Compton is another mayor that we stay in touch with, and I'm very active, of course, with the U.S. Conference of Mayors and the African American Mayors Association. This is important for a number of reasons, especially now when we have so little progress coming from a White House agenda that's supportive of us or congressional Republicans that could be supportive of us. But either way, they're not moving a lot of legislation or policies that would impact and positively impact the work that we have to do in the city. So it has fallen to mayors in a lot of ways to get the job done, to not succumb to gridlock, to work out our differences locally, and to move an agenda forward. Part of what I knew we had to focus on this year were our own values. And especially the values that I thought could be threatened by a Trump administration. A lot changed on November 8th, but what didn't change? Us. We're the same. We have the same values and we care about the same things. And so part of our protection of DC values involves making sure that we're not going to stand for discrimination against anybody in Washington, D.C., not because of their background, their color, who they love, what language they speak, where they're from. We protect our neighbors. Another thing we were very focused on is how do we protect the aspirations, the safety, the reproductive choices of women in our city. We knew that would come under attack, and certainly it has come under attack. I think what none of us maybe expected to be put in such stark terms is the continued attack and now the attention to the conditions that many women endure in their workplaces when it comes to sexual harassment. I don't know about you, but I'm so glad they're blowing the covers off of this thing, and it's about time. It's about time. And I just stand with everybody, and I've had with my senior team, for example, this discussion of the pre-Weinstein world and the post-Weinstein world. If you're an employer like I am, it makes you a little bit scary, right? Because out of 33,000 people that work for me, somebody is doing something wrong sometime. And so I challenge my team to make sure, and we require sexual harassment training in our workplace, and we will not tolerate any woman going to work feeling threatened by a creep, or any man for that matter. So that has been a priority for us. Let me also say the things that I see as continued challenges for women in Washington, D.C., who make up a huge proportion of heads of households in our city. And that our job is to make sure that we have continued economic opportunity. That's why we're focused on small businesses and making sure that the district does its part to work with small businesses. That's also why we're focused on attracting new jobs. There's some people criticizing us for wanting to attract 50,000 jobs to Washington, D.C. Can you believe that? They say, well, you can't do that. You have to ask us first. Well, it's my job to attract jobs to Washington, D.C. And there is not going to be a single ANC that stops the rest of the city for getting ready for its economic future for generations to come. So if anybody asks you, why are you, like 200 other jurisdictions, part of a campaign to attract 50,000 good-paying Amazon jobs? You tell them that's my job, and I'm going to do it. And so that's also our focus. The other thing that we in MOPI has been very successful at in the last 3 years is making sure this message is spread to all 8 wards. So Kim came to me and she told me about a program she was producing called Fresh Start Wednesdays. And I said, okay, Kim, what is that? And she said, well, we are going out to the Rise Center in Ward 8 on the St. Elizabeth's campus, and we have a weekly meeting with women who are looking to talk about their issues. How do they get in a workplace? How do they work on a resume? How do they get civically engaged? How do they change their lives and make better opportunities for their families? And so these are women that we weren't attracting to a lot of the programs that we were doing across the city in professional or happy hour settings. But they were going to Fresh Start Wednesdays. I said, Kim, how many people are coming? She said about 20. I said, okay, that's good. And I said, how many come the next week? Same, and some more. And so that consistency and investment in communities across the city has also been a hallmark of the work that we do. In addition to that, we have, when I came into office, we have a program called the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families programs. Also, it's had a lot of names, but it's our public assistance program. And when I came into office, we had a deadline, hard and fast deadline, that if you were on the local program for 5 years, you went off a cliff. That was it. You were done. And there's a lot of debate on the best way to support families who are really, really in need and trying to find their way back to productive employment. But it became very clear to me that just cutting off women and families that didn't have an option would only throw them into chaos and our city into chaos. So in my first budget, I extended that fiscal cliff. I said, we're not going to cut anybody off. In our second budget, we extended it again. We're not going to cut anybody off. And in our third budget, we got rid of the cliff entirely. We're fixing the program, and we want to put more than 11,000 families on a. We have some requirements. You have to work with us, and you have to work on getting to a pathway to a job. and we're going to help you with transportation and childcare, and you have to do your part. But while you are doing your part, we don't want to starve you with the scarcity of funds that you need for basic living. But we're going to continue to report back to everyone just how well we're on the pathway with working with people. So the last thing I want to do is give you a charge to think about what part you can play in supporting a political process that supports women and children. And oftentimes that includes electing a woman, supporting a woman who is running. There's a lot of things you can do, from volunteering to fundraising, to marketing, to debate prep, to policy analysis, just to being out on the polls. There's a lot of things that you can do. The other thing is, if we are supporting male candidates, make sure we hold them accountable for the issues that affect women and children. Ask them what their positions are before you support them to do any of those things. And one way you can know is about their record with women is to look at their record with women. How many women are around them? Are they in leadership roles? Are they being vocal and supporting them in all of their networks? Those things tell you if we have a female-sensitive candidate that, and when I say that, I mean sensitive to the issues that affect women and children in our city. I will close by saying these are really the best of times in Washington, D.C. in so many ways. We've never been stronger fiscally. We continue to grow, where we see other cities lose population, we're gaining population. Our schools are on a trajectory to educate every population of our children. The black kids, the white kids, the rich kids, the kids that are coming from low-income backgrounds are all improving in D.C. public schools. Our streets are the safest they've been since before the 1990s crack epidemic. And we have all worked together to do that. And I want to continue to be the mayor that is supporting all Washingtonians in participating in this prosperity. And I am just delighted to be able to serve with one such Washingtonian. I'm going to read a little bit about her, and then she's going to come up and address you as well. Eleanor Norton has been a warrior and fought for rights for women for over 50 years. She has broken glass ceilings and barriers for the disenfranchised and helped empower women across Washington, D.C. She has been named one of the 100 most important women and one of the most powerful women in Washington, D.C., and has served 14 terms in the House of Representatives. Congresswoman Norton was the first woman chair of the United States Equal Employment Opportunity Commission and has worked tirelessly for the civil rights of women. She is a noted feminist leader. This gathering of women is a unique opportunity for hundreds of D.C. women to acquire the tools that they need to pursue change and ultimately help our city. Congresswoman Norton embodies the essence of the Be the Movement Leadership Conference, and as it was designed to ignite and nurture civic activity. No single award or accomplishment can truly summarize Congresswoman Norton's accomplishments, but we hope that she accepts this as a token of sisterhood and gratitude for her incredible service. Eleanor Norton.
What wonderful words. You know, how can I be thrilled and humbled at the same time? But that's what I am. Thank you so much, Mayor Bowser. Thank you not only for that award, but thank you for exemplifying what a mayor can be who happens to be a woman. Mayor Bowser, I must say, This is the first time that I've seen a conference of the Commission on Women. And so I very much appreciate your leadership in bringing out women and coming to women to empower them and to inform them of their own inherent empowerment. This award to me, coming from my own, means so very much to me. It is the kind of award that I need at a time like this. And Mayor Bowser, I thank you for an award that inspires me in my leadership in the Congress. And I must note that at this leadership conference, women and men in the District of Columbia have already shown their confidence in women, because 2 of your 3 top elected leaders, my friends, happen to be women, Mayor Bowser and, of course, me. And you did that all by yourselves. But this award comes at a critical time in the Congress. I'm going to give you a whole address on what I'm doing in the Congress, because this conference that you're having here today is about women's leadership itself. And that kind of leadership takes place at many different levels. I noticed that in your literature, one of your topics is influencing political power brokers how to make an impact without running for office. When you consider the man who was elected president of the United States last time, and here I speak not as a Democrat but as a woman, that the majority of women voted for him, we've got some introspection to do, because he certainly did not vote for us. So women's leadership goes well beyond elected office, and I know you will discuss the many ways in which women, in fact, can change the society in which they live. And I hope you will focus on that. I must say, when I say your award to me is so much appreciated now, it comes at a moment when there's been a focus on sexual harassment in the country. When I chaired the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, it was not clear that sexual harassment was a violation of Title VII of the 1964 statute itself. And it fell to us to describe sexual harassment as just that, a violation of your terms of work, where you work, if you are a woman or if you're a man. So here the issue comes full-fledged again. And this time, the leadership is not coming from the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. The leadership is not coming from political leaders. It is coming from women. This Me Too, where women are stepping up to do what they've never done before, is an indication of what women's leadership can do. And I urge you not to define leadership only by your most high-profile leaders, as welcome as your attention to people like the mayor and to me is. We've got to broaden what leadership means. The way to do that is look for women first. We are the majority of the people in the United States and in the world. It is time that we stepped up and took our rightful place of leadership. In my generation, we used to say, join the movement. I love how you have updated that to be the movement. For me, work for women beyond my work for the city has always been a labor of love. Still, I am immensely grateful, Mayor Bowser. I am immensely grateful to the Commission for Women for your award, because it is an award from my very own. Thank you very much.
How are we feeling?